Man, what's up, y'all? And I don't announce them. I didn't announce this one, but I moved on. I mean, obviously, shout out to all the AKs that support the channel. I appreciate y'all. I got some heavy news today, so if I look like I'm like long in the face, it ain't y'all, and I ain't tired. It's just got some crazy family news. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It ain't like no deaths and no shit like that. It should have been, but I ain't gonna tell you what it is. It's just crazy shit, man. Either way, um, yeah, yeah. I'm focused on this one though. Right. He said, what's he say? Zane said, what's good with you, bro? I'm good, man. You know what I mean? I'm very good. And I'll tell y'all what Rebel's film revealed to me is number one. I mean, I'll get into that deep. I don't want to just throw that out there. I'll let it marinate a little bit. But his film definitely reveals what's going to happen in this draft and what's high on the board in the draft. And I'll tell you why as we get some more people in here. But make sure y'all do your house dues. When you get in here, make sure you're hitting the like button and doing what you're supposed to do. And we're going to go from there. Let me see what we got going on. He said, my man, what's good? What's good, man? Listen, this one here, I know, again, I say this all the time, but I mean it. I get strikes all the time. I'm not going to get paid for this video. If you're going to send something, you can send super chats. Sometimes I get through. That's cool. I like super chats too. But make sure you guys are becoming members. I'm growing this membership, and we're growing very fast too. So y'all been doing a great job. I just started this membership opportunity, I think March 23rd, and we already over 100 members. So y'all moving fast. I do appreciate that. We got a goal though. That's 10% of the goal. Trying to get to 1,000 members in this calendar year or more. You know what I mean? But it's a reason for that. There's things that I need to be able to do. And it's things I need to be able to cover in order for me to sit here and do this as long as I'm going to be doing it. Because right now I'm kind of in my off season, even though the Cowboys are in theirs as well. But once the season starts, I need to be able to sit here and do what I need to do. So make sure you guys are hitting that join button. It only costs you a cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? It's less than a ride on the fucking bus. You know what I mean? But it's definitely well worth it because what I'm about to show you here, I had some broadcast footage because I need to be able to illustrate what it is that I mean. When I tell you that a technique is wrong, obviously me just saying it, they're like, well, what do you mean? Or if I say somebody's drifting or doing something a little off in their technique, if I don't show you what it looks like correctly, there's an issue. So I didn't want to do all of the having to go through the all 22 to find just every snap from every corner that's doing these things correctly. So I had to use some shortcuts. So the shortcuts I use are definitely going to get strike. I know that for a fact because it's NFL broadcast shortcuts, and they like the highlight replays from the NFL. So when I do that, they come after me for that. So when I do that, it's going to be a problem. Make sure you guys are members because you need to protect me by making sure that I'm not doing all this for naught because that's what I'm doing when I present content this way. But it's 82 of y'all in here. Let me see how many of y'all hit the like button and how many of y'all shared it, and then we can go from there. I was just waiting. It's 32 of y'all that hit like. I need y'all to get on that, man, please. Like I said, I work for likes and I work for memberships. That's what I work for. So you got to at least hit them likes because the likes let everybody know it's a party over here. So make sure you got those up well above 50%. My moderators, I appreciate y'all. All the members, make sure you're letting people know. But also, I want to say something to the moderators and the members. Although you are advertising pretty well, I do like that, right? Don't make the whole chat about, soliciting joins. Because although I'm saying that, and I do want you to mention it, Sadiq, I appreciate you. Reezy, all y'all be like really going in. I don't need everybody saying join, because then it's like a cult. You know what I mean? People are like, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I want it to be a conversation in the chat. So you're much better off, in my opinion, and I don't get to call y'all and talk to y'all about it, so I have to talk to you here. But you're much better. I think we're much better suited if you were to start engaging conversations in the chat. That's what makes people join, not saying join. So start conversations, talk to people. You know what I mean? Some of you, like Sadiqa, let Sadiqa do what she do. She says join, she do her thing because she be paying for memberships for other people anyway. Sadiqa, you can do whatever you want if you on here. But Reezy, the rest of y'all, man, just talk to people. Y'all have great questions, great engaging content, great engaging conversation. But ask me questions. That's the reason you guys got the membership. You're not moderators and members to solicit other members only, right? I need you. I don't want to say don't do that because that's like a fine line. But I don't want this to become that's why you joined. You know, we joined, our AKs are louder. That's the whole reason that's the tier for the join button. Is because I read your questions first and foremost. And usually when I'm going down through the comments after I do these breakdowns, like after I do this one, when I go down the comments, what I'm going to see is a bunch of y'all just telling people to join. So I don't get a chance to get you guys to ask any questions because you're busy doing that, which I do appreciate and I am grateful for. But I would like you to have engaging questions and conversations for me, even if you want to chat GBT some questions or whatever you want to do. Ask some questions because that drives the conversation after the film. You know, I don't want to do it before the film because it's going to take away from the presentation. But once I presented what I came here to present, ask some engaging questions because it's going to drive me to make different types of content like this one here. Like someone else told me, they talked to me about Revel and they said, we got 58 likes. I need more people. I need y'all to get them up. So get the likes up. If it's 98 of y'all on here. If you haven't hit the like button, you know who you are. It's about 40 of y'all who haven't done it. Hit the like button, and we're going to get to it. So the only reason we're not getting into content and I haven't really talked about what we're talking about yet is because you guys haven't done that. So get those likes up for me. It's 100 of y'all in here, and I need those likes, okay? That definitely is important because once this video goes off, I have 3-hour content. Most people put 20 minutes up, 5 minutes, 3. I don't have any short form content except for the shorts. So 3-hour content does not get viewed because nobody in this day and age has the attention span to sit for 3 hours. But when the likes are up, YouTube looks at that as high engagement, and high engagement means they will show it to more people in a broader audience. So more people will actually sit down and watch. Okay. So that's why I'm saying these things. I'm not just saying it just to say it. I appreciate the 2 new members. What's this? Abel Rendon, I think his name is. You know, I murder names, Abel. But Abel Rendon, or maybe I'm saying it wrong, but Abel Rendon looks like what it is. 8956. I appreciate you. And as I said, remember, just ask whatever you want. And Suave's height 6883. You sound like a robot, but I don't know. Robots pay, I'll take it. I don't care. Yeah, if you a bot, I'll take it. He said, okay, what's up, homie? What up, man? You know what I mean? Man, hit the goddamn like button, lazy mother. See, I say engaging content. You starting fights and shit. You know what I mean? He said, yo, I'm rocking with you for a cup of coffee. Yeah, that's all it is a cup of coffee, man. That's it. It's a cup of coffee, $3.99. That's it. And if you want to give me actual topics, $7.99, and I will make whatever breakdowns you want me to make. I don't care about that. The whole team, basically. Whatever y'all say, I go, because it's really helping me. You're paying me $7.99, but I'm really charging you to help me for real, because I need, like, there's nobody here talking to me. So there's no back and forth. If there's no back and forth, I'm talking to myself, right? The back and forth comes from you guys in the chat, but also you guys telling me what you're interested in. It's like a poll almost. So, but before I would ask people, in the chat what they want to see, and I gotta go back through the video, look through the chat. Nah, become a member. You guys can talk in the community, and you can tell me what it is you want to see. Some of you guys follow me on Twitter, and you'll inbox me. If I know you're a member like Drell C, I just follow Drell C if you're in here. But I know you're a member and I see you on Twitter, I follow you, and then we can inbox each other there. Or I even give you my number. Like Flame has my number, Sadiqa has my number. If I Megatwine, you guys have my number. You guys know me for years though. But I'm not hard to access because I know how to tell a motherfucker no or not answer the phone if I don't want to answer the phone. So I'm not one of those people. I just don't want my shit out in the public. So I won't dox myself. But you know what I mean. All right, let me check the likes. I'm going back in again, and then I'm gonna get started. Let me see where y'all at. Thank you. I got 80 likes. That works for me. 80 likes and 122 y'all in here. So let's get into the conversation. Okay. Do we really need another cornerback? That's actually a great question. That's why I highlighted it. I don't know. And that's what Revel's film actually reveals is uncertainty, right? Due to the fact that yes, you can see certain things, and I'm being careful with what I say, not because I'm trying not to offend, it's because I'm trying not to get you guys to stand on one side of a fence that says Revel isn't what we think he is, right? And that's because I don't know if it's lack of knowledge due to what Eberflus did or didn't teach. That's number one. Two, this is first year back from a knee. So some of the things that I might be looking for in the corner when I do these comparisons, I'm going to let it be known, hey, I'm not picking on Revel. I'm letting it be known, like, these are the things we need to be looking out for this season to see if he takes a step forward, no pun intended, with that knee, so that he can stop doing some of the things that he struggled with last season. And it's right on the film. So, but what it shows is that the Cowboys are definitely in the market for a corner this year, because if I'm Christian Parker and I have Kobe Durant, yes, I got Kendricks who came in. I like Kendricks, his coverage. I just don't like his tackling. But Kendrick came in. I think his name is Kendrick. Yeah, Darian. What's his name? Dervion. I don't fucking know his name. I always mess people's names up, man. Darian. I think it's Darian or Darian, something like that. Kendrick. But I like his coverage. I don't like his tackling. I like a Bland if his feet are healthy, but still I got uncertainty there too, because I want to make sure he's healthy. He's been hurt last 2 seasons with those feet. And then you look at Revel, who Christian Parker spoke on speed, right? And you'll see the speed is there. Revel can run. The strength is there. He's great in press, right? Very, very good in press. I remember there's one play you're gonna see. He took Smitty and just pressed him out of bounds. He just threw him out of bounds. I said, damn, he's strong as shit. But when it comes to starting and stopping, and I remember Christian Parker said, hey, tell me about your 40 time. That's great. But can you start and stop? You know what I mean? Can you change directions? That's where you're going to see struggle from Revel, and rightfully so, because of his knee. So that is something that you want to look at, and not only, OTAs, if you see any clips of him in OTAs, but also in training camp, so on. Somebody must be talking about me. My ear itch. But, basically, you want to look for his ability to show that twitchiness. And so change of direction and burst is what you don't see. The closing speed, because he has good top end speed, meaning if he's running, he can run, right? But closing speed, meaning, can he change? Can he burst? Can he accelerate through the ball or through the route? And I don't know if he's not doing that because of the knee or because he's just not aware of what's happening on those route combinations that he's getting hit with. And then the same thing, change of directions. If, comeback routes, stop routes, out routes, anything that requires him to stop hard and plant, he has trouble with right now, and rightfully so. You'll see that when I do the Overshawn film, you'll see Overshawn struggle with that a little bit too. So I get it. It's your first year back from a debilitating knee injury. So I get it. All right. But without going too deep into it, let's get into the film. It'll reveal everything I'm talking about, and then we can go from there. This one you guys will like, I'm pretty sure, because I like making it. So I'm pretty sure you're going to like watching it. Hold on a second. Let me make sure y'all can see everything, then we get into it. Right. I bet. What's the update on his knee? I didn't know there was new news. I thought his knee was fine last year, right? Or did he hurt himself again? You can tell me. You can never have enough quality corners. That's true. We're not going to have bias remorse if we pick the DB. If we do, it's more because the scheme helped the unit versus realizing Revel and Bland aren't that good or aren't. Right. Yeah, it's not about Revel not being good enough. That's not what this video is about. But guaranteed, this film will reveal. That's not what I'm trying to reveal, is that he's not good enough. It's that if you're a Christian Parker, though, you don't go into a season and say, yeah, I'm solid at corner because Revel's going to be healthy. No, you got to shore this up regardless of whether Revel's healthy or not. That's the point. And you're not going to know what Revel is until training camp, most likely. You're not going to know what he is. I'm talking about his ability and tendencies. You're not going to really know. All right, but let's get into the film and we go from there. All right. Right off the bat, right now he's in off outside leverage, right? So let's see what he does here. And you'll see. I know you guys will pay attention, but see, he's already bailing, right? Now, a guy that trusts his speed and trusts his agility, you're not bailing so fast, right? And giving up this much cushion. And then the drive and change direction. Look at how many steps it takes him to really start getting going forward. Now, I don't know if this is the knee or if he's one of those guys. I had a high school teammate named Rodney McCarter. He played college ball as a safety for James Madison University. He's a trooper now, I think, or state police in Virginia now, right? But the reason I brought him up is you can hear him running. Like he stumps. So he like RoboCop running. He wasn't big either, but he can. He just one of those power runners. Like when he runs, it's like his whole weight is like hitting into the ground. Whereas I run on the balls of my feet. I'm lighter on my toes. I'm nimble, right? He wasn't not nimble, but it was just he ran like a muscle bound. He's a track star too, so he ran like he runs track, like he runs hard, right? And when you're running that hard, and you got that much torque and throttle. Sometimes it's hard for you to start and stop due to the fact that you got so much power going one direction. It's like trying to turn a muscle car, right? So check this out. When he's in his when he gets out of his pedal and he goes to drive, just watch how many steps it take him to get going forward. It's like his weight is still drifting. He got a lot of drift. And I don't know if that's from the knee or if that's just how he is, because I haven't watched a lot of his college tape. So I don't know if that's how he is. And you'll notice that he doesn't close, meaning he doesn't close the gap, you know what I mean, and close that separation gap fast enough for me. This is what he does well though. Press, if he gets his hands on you, you're not going very many places. He loved to come down. He's physical and he'll hit you. Overshawn was playing like he does this a lot. This is why I put the end of this play in here. Overshawn was playing like Morris Leofile, man. He did this in so many games, and I'm talking about to the point where he almost hurting his own guys. Like, Overshawn, chill the fuck out, man. He never got a flag for it. Nobody ever gave him a flag for it. Like, why you keep getting away with this shit? Stop doing this. Stop it. Stop. That boy crazy, man. I like the fact that he want to hit you that bad, and he letting you know when he does that. Yo, Zero want to hit you. He wants to hit you in the mouth. He coming to hit you. So I like that part. But hey, man, when you get the sideline, stop doing that so often, because you're gonna hurt yourself, hurt other teammates. Because he almost hurt Clowney with the same thing. He dove at Hurts' legs, and I'm like, you dove straight through Clowney's body. Even with all the rest of his tackle, he's very reckless when he tackles. So I do have concerns about Overshawn's health, because he's a psycho when it comes to hits. You'll see some of his hits in this video, but I'm breaking down another video for later this week, and you'll see Overshawn, and he's a psycho, man. But look at this, boom. So he's off here, boom. He drives on this. So if it's a straight line run, like you see here, he doesn't have any problem just recognizing it and driving. Most of the plays that he did well, or he played well, most of the coverages were press man coverage, where he doesn't have to think, right? In zone, he was very lost, and I think it's because of Eberflus. But if it's not, Christian Parker definitely will want better, because he's not going to just go out and run man 100% of the time, because you can see the difference. Like, he's a tight end eraser, so these are the things that he does well. This is Myers, I think, but he's a tight end eraser, right? He's going to press here, boom. Tight end couldn't really get him off of him, and he just cone drills him right into the boundary, and it's over, right? He turns pick this ball off. That was very good, right? I like that. So we know we got him as a third down tight end eraser. We know that he can run, the straight line speed is good, and he'll come down and tackle. Those things we like, all right? Here, boom, same thing, boom. He goes to plant there, the guy stops, but he ain't, the ball ain't come his way. But you'll see when he's playing off, like, you're giving up too much cushion too early, because you're already playing off. Like, trust your speed. And then at the end of it, those comeback routes, look at the top of this route, okay? Let's watch this again. At the top, he struggles at the top of the route. Look at the top of this route. So he's going to get caught with double moves, things like that. And I know he has that brace on, but at the top of the routes, it's like when he goes to change direction, it's not there for him. But if he's with you from the rip right there, you see that again? You see that? That's the drift that I'm talking about. Now, I don't know if that's the knee. That could be the knee. And if it's the knee, we'll see improvement this year if that knee improves, right? If it's not improved, we're going to have trouble, because this is exactly what Christian Parker says he doesn't like, which is guys who can run fast, but can you start and stop? Like, this is easy separation every time on stop routes. Right now, let's watch Bland. We talk about Bland a lot too. I saw Bland actually flash a lot this season. Bland's going to be fine if he's healthy, because he's a playmaker. You can see it. There's plays that he made in the film that I cut up for this, and he could have made even more. It's just he missed certain. He just didn't catch certain balls, things like that. But I'm like, oh, those are hella some plays, right? And if he'd have made those 3 plays, he would have had like maybe 3 or 4 more interceptions, and people would still be talking about Bland like, oh, Bland's still a problem. He just dropped them, right? Here we go. Watch this one. This one right here was a reception, but you can see they're trying to work it out route through the mess right there, through that trip. And boom, he's still right there on that. And like that's how, and then still secures the tackle off the shoe of that shoestring tackle right there. But Bland is he's still making plays on the ball like he usually does. It's just he has to get more times at bat, and I think a better scheme would do Bland justice. But I don't think anything's really off with Bland. I think he just had a bad scheme and he wasn't healthy. If Bland's feet are healthy, Bland is going to be just fine. Is he a shutdown corner? No. But I look at him like I look at Kobe Durant. I think he's better than Durant slightly because he's a better ball hawk, and he'll hit you even more so. And he's bigger, right? He can deal with some length, and he has good agility just like Kobe Durant too, right? But the way I look at him though is he's a guy that I think can give you ball hawking ability and turnover ability. He's solid, right? He's not shutting everybody down. He's not a guy that you can have follow your number one, but he's not a guy that you say, hey, I'm scared, with him out there. I'm not afraid. And he's definitely a guy that I say, if you got a true number one, which I'm looking at, like they say Revel can be that eraser. I don't think he's that yet. But if you got a true number one that can tilt the field, Bland is blanketing your number two, your number three. He's that guy. You cover your over route. That's why he was better in the slot. Your over routes, your number two receiver, he's going to shut that guy down. But he might not be able to shut down the DK Metcalf, those types of guys. He's not that guy. You know what I'm saying? I was watching a lot of cornerback film because when I'm looking at corner and receiver, it's very hard to evaluate because you have to watch. It takes way longer because you have to watch the plays that they don't even get thrown at to know what they're really doing. Because if you look at a corner and say, oh, well, he did great, and he got, the ball got caught on him maybe 2 times. He gave up 2 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. You might say that's a bad game because he get, those 2 passes, he gave up 60 yards. So they're averaging 30 yards of reception. That's what stats do to you. They're averaging 30 yards of reception against Bland, and he gave up a touchdown, right? But then you'll see the 60 other snaps where he shut the guy down, right? And they couldn't even go that way with the ball. So the coach is looking at that. You're looking at the 2 bombs that actually got through, whether he tripped, bad technique, safety might not have helped, or maybe he just got beat, right? But the coach can see that and say, well, you're not going to be nobody wins 100% of their reps. I remember Darrelle Revis, Moss put his hand up on Revis, caught the ball, Revis tore his hamstring on the same play. I'm like, God damn. But you look at that rep, if you just watch that rep, you say Revis probably had a bad game or a bad time against Moss. But Revis used to shut Moss down every other time, right? So you can't look at one rep and say what happens in the game when you're talking about a wide receiver or a corner. Wide receivers sometimes will get wide open. Well, if the quarterback is under pressure or he's not looking at you, like Hurts don't look at a lot of guys, man. He definitely don't look at AJ on purpose. But when we get to the Eagles game, you're going to see Dallas Goedert has 3 touchdowns. I'm like, Hurts cannot see the field. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. He can't. And it's not because I'm a Cowboys fan. He just can't. You know what I mean? But long story short, you have to watch a lot of snaps to watch a cornerback successfully. I've been sitting here. It's 11 p.m. at night. I've been sitting here since 5:30 to do this 1-hour video for you guys. Get what I'm saying? Because that's how many snaps you have to watch. This is why I don't evaluate DBs that often, because it's not that I don't love it. I love it, but it's hard to do. All right, it's hard to do. All right, let me see what y'all saying real quick, and we're going to get right back to the film because I was on a long mountain log there. Let me see where y'all at, too. All right. Let me see where y'all at likes-wise. Very good. Y'all doing good with the likes. We had 200 concurrent viewers, too. I appreciate all y'all that's jumping in here. Super dope content and film, bro. I appreciate that. Now, let me jump back in. Boom. Yeah, he don't trust that knee just yet, Paul. What's up, P-Dub? That's my man's right there. Looking sophisticated, too, brother. That's my guy. All right, hold on a second. Let me jump back in. Bam. All right, let's see. See what's happening on this one. All right, you see him at the top of the screen. Again, he's good with strong, long receivers, though. So tight ends and so on, he'll get rid of. Right now, this is Devin Witherspoon. These are the things when I talk about change of direction. Let's just watch what change of direction looks like. This is in zone. So he hands this off right now, right? And he sees, okay, I got to get upfield back into because he's really in cover 3, but he bent in because he knew There's nothing threatening deep my side. So I'm going to follow this just a little bit. And this is where you got to be smart. And these are the reason I showed this is not because of the dexterity or the flexibility, because you're going to see in these, when I see Revel in zone, you're going to see that he covers. And a lot of these guys are doing it. That's why I don't know, is it Eberflus or was it you? But a lot of these guys play zone like they just cover grass and space. No, if you have to be smart, like understand and count pre-snap. How many guys on my side that can release, that can threaten deep my side? There's nothing in the seam, so I don't need to release this at the snap and let this guy go in this drag route, because that's what you see guys doing. Because if I was in cover 3, or if Devin Weatherspoon was in cover 3, he would be trying to get back to where this cone behind him, right? Immediately, if there was someone in the seam, because that seam could be running a post right behind this, right? But there's nobody in the slot. So I don't have to respect anything over it. It's just common sense, right? So at the snap, look, now it looks like man, because he looks like he's following, but he knows his cutoff is right here at this linebacker. As soon as I get to the tackle box, I'm going to leave this alone, right? Now, he's bailing off of this right now because he's passed it off, right? But now you can see this over route, which is threatening his zone right now, deep. He knows this, so he has to get deep now. Boom. He gets deep, and just at the last minute, he gets his hand out there and knocks this away from IU. That was a major play. Now, those are the types of plays that a guy who can't plant and change direction are going to have a lot of problems with, not just because of physicality, but also because of awareness. Now, you see he's here. He's in cover 2, and he doesn't care about the flat here. He probably was told to hug, underneath that route anyway. You know what I mean? But here's the play I was talking about when I said Hurts can't see the field. Yeah, he's staring down A.J. Brown so crazy here, even though he completes the pass, but he's staring him down. Look at Revel's press on this one, though. He does a great press. Like, once he presses Smitty couldn't get off of him whenever he pressed Smitty, like, all day. But the confusion here, this is why I say Eberflus makes it very hard to evaluate who's doing what right, because you see Kenneth Murray here is watching this outside release, but so is Hooker. So they didn't have communication here as to who was taking 88. So I believe Hooker was supposed to have deep release or upfield or inside release, right, which is Dallas Goedert. And it looks like Kenneth Murray, as fast as he's pursuing the edge, he's supposed to be out there, right? So that's where the confusion here comes in. Goddard's wide open. Hurts never saw it because he wasn't looking. I mean, not that he needed to look. He did get an open guy, but I'm just like, damn, that was an easy touchdown right there. And when you look at what actually happened, what actually happened is this. Boom. I think that's Carson, who got beat outside, but he knocked the ball out, and I think it was a fumble there. That was pretty good. I guess it worked out for us. Here, impress man again. Let's see what happens in press. That's basically trail technique. Pretty good technique there. But again, he didn't have to start and stop. If he could just run, he's fine. Like, if he could do this, if he can press you, he's fine. If he can just run with you, he's fine. It's when you have to start and stop where he has the trouble. So drag routes, fly routes, post routes, over routes, they don't really bother him too much. He's good at those. Out routes, stop routes, comeback routes, dig routes, slants, they probably will give him some trouble. Maybe not slant so much, because he can press on a slant and he can just turn and drive with a slant. But anything that requires him to start and stop, arrow routes, he's done. He's done. He can't cover any of that. And if he's against a guy who can run those, like a small little twitchy guy like Cooper Kupp or something like that, he's much better if he can get you in press coverage, because then he can disrupt you like he does Smitty so well. And he'll be good against guys like AJ too, as long as he's playing on. But when he plays off, AJ kills him. You'll see that even in this footage. Like, off coverage is not for him if he's not going to start driving on the ball a little better. He needs to be in press only. But that leaves you with leaves a coach with a guy that could only do one thing. And then you can't really get on the field if you only can run one coverage. I can't really put you on the field because you might be a liability. If I want to run zone, you're tipping my hat. Because if I want to run zone, but you're only good in man, and I even leave you in man all the time, now the offense knows this guy's always a man. Or when he's on the field, they want to run man because they brought him on the field. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just doing it on third downs where we're blitzing and we really do want you just cover the tight end. We don't, no matter what we're doing defensively, just cover the tight end, right? Sometimes you'll see that happen. And I think he could be used right now to be a tight end eraser. Yes. And an eraser when it comes to press, right? But it's just how he goes about it. So let's watch this here. Boom. Pretty good if you, like I said, running a straight line. Cool. Let's watch Bland here. Bland bails from this a little bit right before the snap, playing off. You see why the drive. You see that change direction right there? Bland has that. Revel does not have this burst yet. You know what I mean? He's not twitchy like that right there. You see that? He can't do that yet. And I don't know if he ever could or if it's his knee. So we have to find out. And we won't know that until training camp. You know what I mean? And then we still don't know how long it's going to hold up until the season starts. So that's where Revel's issue is. I don't know if he can do it. I don't know what I'm looking at. Is this what part of this? And I'm trying to reverse engineer, and you guys can help me if you want. But what part of what we see is, and you could say that man is something that's just him. If he's in man, that's on him. That's all his athleticism. If he's in zone, which you're going to see on this play, what part of this is poor coaching by Eberflus or just his natural lack of instincts and IQ? I don't know. Or lack of ability as well, right? Watch this. Boom. So he's in cover 2, right? If you're in cover 2, you have the flats, right? But you can ride or coast or trail the receiver if you don't have a threat to your flat. And I'll show you. He just did this a second ago over here. Let me see. Where was it? Damn, I got too far ahead of it. Boom. He did this a second ago, I think, right here. Let me see. Yep. He's going to trail underneath. You see how he just trails this? But here, which is crazy to me, you did it wrong here and did it wrong the other way. It should have been reversed. Like what you did here, what he did here, which is hug under, when I say hug, I mean squeeze the route underneath or the space underneath A.J. Brown. If there was nothing released to your side, do that, right? Because you don't have to worry about the flat threat, especially when you're a guy that can't plant and drive, do it, right? Cool. But if there is a threat to the flat, you have to be able to get to that. You see how he drifts, although the ball doesn't go this way, but he just totally ignores the flat. I don't know if he was baiting and was going. I think Eberflus probably told everybody, look, force the ball underneath and then we chase and tackle, and we're not giving AJ the ball no matter what. Maybe that's what was called, which I'm fine with, right? But let's watch what he does here on this rep, though. Watch this one. All right, here we go. Let's watch. Boom. So he's underneath. There's nothing in the flat, and Dallas Goedert is not running a drag where he would threaten the flat. Dallas Goedert's running the stop route. So he's just sitting down. So squeeze this zone right here. Squeeze it. There's nothing else there for you to do. He drifts back and covers grass. This is PS2, so this is Surtain doing it, right? You see Surtain? That's what I mean by squeeze. There's nothing to the flat, and even sometimes when there is, do it anyway, right? There's nothing to the flat. So he's already understanding that. Like, there's only one route my side. Why would I stand here just to do my job? And they say, well, yeah, my job is to cover the flat and cover the grass, right? But why would I stand there knowing there's only one receiver on my side? That changes things, meaning now you convert this to like match man because there's nothing else for you to do. Don't ever just stand. If I'm coaching my guy, if there's one guy released your side and I call cover 2, but there's no running back release to the flat, there's no tight end running across that route, I don't give a fuck if I call cover 2. Go do something. Don't cover grass. That's dumb as hell. I don't like it. But this is what I mean by squeeze that space. Now, you see what he does? He just keeps drifting because that's what the play is called, like we're running through walkthroughs or something. This is not a walkthrough. Get underneath that, and this pass does not get completed, or you can at least bait him. But he can't. Look, boom. Then when it's time to go, change the direction, he over-accelerates and totally overruns this play. Not totally. I'm not trying to pick on him, but I'm just showing you. This is really what it's supposed to look at. Look. So what's his Joan? What's his name? Jordan. Yeah, Jordan. I forget his name too. You know what I mean? Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson is his name. I'll be forgetting names. Jalen Johnson, right? Look at this. So he knows, all right, the flat right now, my number 4 is in the flat, right? So I have to hand this off, right? Now, if he was running like a sluggo where he's going up the field, boom, I'm on it already, and I'm going to match this, right? Boom, but you see how he plants his foot? He knew I'm passing this off, right? He passes it off, and he knows I have to squeeze and get underneath this route they're running behind me because they're running like a flood or a cell concept right behind him, right? Boom. And he flows right underneath that, but he baited the quarterback in doing that. In order to do this, not only do you have to trust change of direction, and this is what I said, this is the footage I know the NFL is going to bang me for. This is what I'm talking about. But not only do you have to change direction very well, but you also have to be able to accelerate and be smart enough to understand what's happening around you. Watch what he's doing. Let's see if you can see it again. Boom, let's watch it again. So see this? There's no reason for you to be drifting. There's nothing. There's no. This will be like if a running back released outside and there was a rail route, meaning a running back runs a wheel route outside and runs to the perimeter outside. You know what I mean? You would take this and you would squeeze that space back there that he's drifting to. If there's nothing back there, why are you drifting over there? You should have been underneath this a long time ago. And I don't I know part of that is coaching. The other part of that is his knee. I know it. You know what I mean? So I know that Christian Parker's watching that and saying, "Hey, I need an answer at corner because I can't trust what I see on film yet because I don't know why he's doing these things. I got an idea, but I ain't gonna know till I see him on the grass, and then I'm not gonna know till I see him get physical, right? Here he is impressed. So I know where I trust him and I know where I don't right now, right? Boom. Here he's impressed. Boom. Pretty damn good. Impressed. Boom. And this is zone again. I think this covered two. Yeah, but he can't. But look at the drift on this drive. Watch this. Watch how much drag he gets. Watch this drag. You see that drag? That hop, that double hop? That is very bad when it comes to changing direction. Now I know he was trying to help the team. So, like I said, I'm very careful because he's a young player and I don't want to be overly critical because this is me talking about, and this is not me trying to pick on him and say what he's not, because that would be unfair to him and his recovery. I think that players deserve an opportunity to heal. If a player gets hurt, they're hurt. I'm not judging a hurt player and saying let's get rid of him. That's why Sam Williams, when people are like let's get rid of Sam Williams, nobody was saying let's get rid of Sam Williams before the ACL injury. They just said play him more. He was fine when he was very productive when he played, but he just needed to play more and stop getting penalties. That's it. Other than that, we wanted to see more Sam Williams. Once he has the ACL injury and comes back last year, oh yeah, we could cut him and we can move on. I'm tired of that. We can move. Well, you judged him in his first year back from an ACL injury, and he still wasn't getting full rotation either. But even though he got more tick than he usually gets, and Micah Parsons wasn't here, he was hurt. So let the guy come back before you start judging what he can and can't do. So I really do believe in that, right? Because if I was a coach, I would believe in the same. That doesn't mean I'm losing my job on it, but you understand, like I know what I'm evaluating and I know what I'm not evaluating. So again, I'm just showing what he wasn't able to do due to the knee last year. But let's keep it in mind. He didn't have an off season. He didn't have OTAs. He didn't play in training camp at all. No preseason. Nothing in the beginning of the season. No first team reps. No nothing until the middle of the year. Him and Overshawn. And for that being considered, I'm fine with what I see on film. I just know it needs to be corrected, and that's what you do. I would still tell him, hey, I know what you were up against, but these are the things you can work on to become better. That's what we're doing. I think Schottenheimer did that publicly. He said something about Steele or somebody. He was just talking about different things you can do to evolve or get better, and he gives everybody a list of things they can improve on. That's what we're doing here. We're not picking on the guy saying he ain't shit. So let's stop. Let's not start shit like that, because that's what we did to Mozzie. That's what we do to players real quick, and it's kind of corny in my opinion, because y'all don't run and get hit by cars for a living. These guys do. So when their bodies break down for your entertainment, you don't throw them away like scraps. Get what I'm saying? Especially if they're working hard to come back the way they should. If they have, lazy work ethic, or, they just really not sticking with the program to try to get back, or they don't have the effort, cool. I can live with that. You can not like that all you want. I'm cool with that. But don't kick a man white down. All right. Boom, boom. All right. You see that drift, though? Boom. You see that little hop? That's what I mean by bad. He got to work on that. He can't drive yet. That's why I say it's hard to evaluate, because it took him forever to change direction. This is what it looks like. Boom. You see that? Foot in the ground, sauce already gone. That's driving right there. Foot in the ground. See that? Foot in the ground. It's already too late. I'm driving. Cutting this off. He can't do that yet. He can't do that yet. That drift is going to get him killed on comeback routes, stop routes, and everything else. Perfect timing. I'm looking at Sam Williams. Now look at him. This is against Mailata. Watch this. Boom. Good move here. Gets there. There's no A-gap pressure on this one in particular, so he misses. Right? Look at Mailata here. Look at that. Check. Look how he did Sam. I gotta be illegal. I'm like, he choked the shit out of him, threw him to the ground. But I'm like, Sam Williams with good reps and BT Jordan, I think he's gonna be fine. I think he needs to rush more contain. That's it. All right, this is him in press coverage. Revel again in press coverage. Watch this. That see if there's no change of direction, there is no separation. You don't get away from him if you're not doing double moves or any type of cuts at all. There's no change of direction. And if he gets his hands on you, you a dead man. Look at Smitty. Get the fuck out of here. Threw him out of bounds. Gone. Don't matter what coverage he running. He could be running cover 2, man. Don't matter what it is. If you could do that to a guy, you take him out to play, it's over for him. He took Smitty right out of bounds. And that's another thing I want to say. If the Eagles are dumb enough to get rid of A.J. Brown, they think that Smitty's the number one. That's because A.J. is the number one. And he gives Smitty a lot of help out there. Smitty can hurt you. Yes, he's a fast guy, but I'm not afraid of Smitty. You know what I mean? I think AJ is the guys that's why Smitty and the rest of those guys are dangerous because AJ's out there. AJ leaves, and y'all got Hollywood Brown and the kid Wicks or whatever his name. Y'all in trouble. The Eagles in trouble. Eagles in trouble. Y'all be like, why Osa ain't here? Osa, this was your chance to shine right there. Boom. Osa always end up on the ground somewhere, brother. Come on, Osa. This is the play I was talking about. Look at this psycho. Overshawn is fucking crazy. He is crazy. Look at this shit. Watch it. What are you doing? What are you doing? You almost killed. He could have killed Clowney with that one. That would have turned his knee backwards. Like, Overshawn, relax, bro. He out of bounds, dog. He out of bounds, bro. Chill out. He gotta chill. All right, so he off inside coverage right there. Boom. Watch this. Let's see where we at. Boom. See that? At the top of that route, he struggles with that. And if you're going to struggle with it, like he only got 2 choices. You can either cannot bail and be more patient, but then you got to trust your speed, and his start and stop speed ain't there, right? So he can't do that. Boom. I like how he drove on this one a little bit, but he still had some drift, but it was a little tighter. You know what I'm saying? A little tighter. Good tackle, though. That's one thing he does come down and do well is tackle. And I know I said that, but watch this play, and he ain't going to come down and tackle on this one. This was some bullshit right here. Look. He was a better drive on that one, but that's because look what leg he's driving off of, the good one. That's why I said I think he can do it, but I don't know for sure until that knee is healed. But that tackle right there was bussified. That's some bussy ball right there. Look at that. I don't like those. Come on, bro. And he know at the end of it, he gonna point at himself. Oh, well, I ain't record that much of that. Now, this route here is one that I know he wants back. Right, so he's off inside leverage, right? So inside leverage is he's trying to take away, or he's showing the quarterback and the receiver early on, hey, anything that you do inside, so you drive on a slant, you do a drag route, you do a dig route, anything inside, I'm already sitting on that. So it's promoting, hey, run an out route. He basically wants to beat you to the cone or to the boundary outside, right? Because he's taking away everything inside. So that means you should be driving on anything outside. Now let's watch. Too much drift. It's like what do you call it? Need for Speed Tokyo Drift. That's what I should have had for the intro. Look at that. The drift right there. Boom. See how he never closes. He never closes distance because he doesn't have the burst off of that knee. He can't accelerate right now. He never closed at all. This is what it looks like. Now, this is outside leverage, so it's kind of cheating because he's already outside. So this is off outside leverage, which is opposite. But this is Asante Samuels Jr., right? So he's off outside. I'm going to show you this one first, right? Boom. So he's just sitting on that the whole time, and they still threw an out route anyway. That was really on them for doing the dumb shit, but he broke that up. But just so you don't think that I'm picking, this is off inside leverage. This is Carlton Banks, I think his name is. But this is Carlton Banks from when he was on Tampa Bay. I think he's in New England last year. But he's in Tampa Bay. Now he's off inside just like Revel was. And he actually is similar to Revel. He's actually a good guy to watch. A long guy that can pulse, that has good press man ability and good zone ability. But he can press very well, right? So watch this. Now he's off inside leverage. Once you see that there's nothing inside, you drift back out. So he's drifting. Right now, drive. You got to drive. The ball is about to be released. He's driving right now, right? Now watch it. Boom, drive, and he closes on this because he has some burst off the drive, right? That is what you're looking for, and that's how it's supposed to be done. When you go back and look at this ain't that. Right? There's too much drift because he has too much trouble driving. Even though that was more of a speed out and the other one was like a real true out route, still we don't want the drift. I don't care what what you're talking about. Boom. There he is at the bottom of the screen. Now these aren't cut up. The rest of these aren't cut up, so I kind of stopped it here. I'm just showing you him at the bottom of the screen there. Boom. But there's that drift again. So watch him at the bottom of the screen here. Let me show you. We can do a little bit of this live for y'all, so we can keep it going. I'm gonna do this for you. Hold on. Let me show you. Boom. Bam. Oh, see. Boom. Show y'all the science. All right, let's watch this one. Boom. That drip right there. Come on, brother. Come on. We gotta get it together. Let's see what happens on this one. Where is he? He's at the top of the screen. There go that out route again. Like these are the routes that he's gonna get beat on. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna keep it going just so y'all can, but y'all gotta bear with me when I'm keeping this one going because, like I said, these aren't cut up and it's like another 20 minutes worth of film. So each rep, if y'all want me to keep going, I'm gonna have to cut them like this and minimize them so you can see what we're talking about. And I gotta locate them. So bear with me. Y'all actually doing the breakdown with me. So, you know, you should be having some fun because I don't do this with nobody. You know what I mean? It's like taking your chick to the looking spot where your lookout lane or a lookout mountain where you don't take nobody. Like you know what I mean? You tell them I don't bring none of only the special girls come here. You know what I'm saying? only the good fans get to do this. I don't fucking do this with nobody because I don't want nobody trying to steal my flow. Watch the top, boom. See that? See how fluid that was? He left him in the dust on that out route. That's easy completions every time if you playing off coverage. Look at this. It's no. He can't get he can't get with it. You know what I mean? He can't get with that. Let's see what was happening up front. Cut this out. Boom. Overshawn, good blitz. Look at Kenny Clark out there. Horsing. I like Kenny Clark, man. Mean ass dude. So this is Bland at the bottom of the screen. Is it Bland? Or is that Bland? Yeah, that is Bland. Yeah, that's Bland. Now Bland's in zone. So you see why Bland did this right now. This isn't him drive. He drove correctly. Let me show you what Bland is doing though, right? So right here. First, let me blow this up so you can see. Yeah, and let's double so you can see what he's doing on the other side too. Right. So first, let's look at this view. We're gonna look at Revel, and in this view, we're gonna look at Bland. So we need to get down here. Boom. Let's watch what Bland is doing. And Revel. So we watch Bland and Revel on this play. Bear with me. All right, cool. Let's go. So let's watch Bland here. Bland is playing thirds defense, right? So the reason he stops here and it looks like he's giving up too much cushion is because he's covering two guys right now, right? So he's covering the flat. He's covering the flat and he's covering this post that's coming in behind it, right? Let me show you. Boom. All right, let me see where the arrow's at. Matter of fact, let's do it this way. Do it with lines. I just do it with circles to make it easier. Uh-huh. So he's covering this route here. And this one underneath. All right, so that's why he's late to drive on this. He was trying to bait the quarterback into throwing this route behind him so he can flow underneath that and intercept it. You see that? And then, but look, right now he got his foot planted in the ground and he's driving right there. See that? But he closes and he's able to stop him before he got to the marker. Let's watch Revel at the top of the screen on the same route. Let's see what he's doing. And boom, he ain't really had nothing to do on that one. Cool. Revel's at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, Revel's at the bottom of the screen. Let me just show you what he's doing real quick. Like I said, we're gonna keep going a little bit because I gotta cut this up anyway. He got hurt on this play. That's why I put this play in there. He was wrestling, and that's why I say you don't know how that knee is gonna hold up because he got hurt again right here, and he got back in the game later, but he got hurt again right here, and that's because it's one thing to be able to run and plant and do certain things, but you can see, he look a little tentative, and then he gonna start wrestling with him. Bam, when Worley, I think, started wrestling with him. Once Worley started wrestling with him, he hurt his knee again. He got back in there. I think maybe the brace maybe might have pinched him or something. Maybe I don't know because he got right back in. Boom. It's Clowney on the hustle sack. He beat his guy though. Boom, and then you see the benefits of having Quentin Williams on your team. You can't get away from him. Good sack. Let's see what happened on this play. Again, you see Revel at the top of the screen. I'm not going to keep going to Bland because Bland, I'll do Bland's film a little later. Let's watch Revel right now so that way I can save some time. All right, we're watching up here. Boom. All right, cool. Revel's right here. Let me show you where. Revel's right there. Y'all can see him. All right, let's watch. When he gets to press you, like I said, his press ability is there. Like when if it's press man and you just say, hey, go erase that guy, he really can do that. You know what I mean? He can definitely press very well. It's his zone that I have trouble with. Zone and off man. When he's playing off and soft coverage, it requires you to be a little more twitchy and use your eyes, and he can't. He can't do that. This is against Kelsey, so they understood that he was better against tight ends than he was against receivers because they always had him against a top end tight end, a top flight tight end. I mean, let me see what's going on there. All right, we're going right there with it. So, we'll see. All right, let's watch him at the bottom of the screen here. Boom. 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 All right, let's watch this. See, he trusts. You see how I say like you should bail a little less. See, he knows he's fast enough to deal with a tight end, so he doesn't bail or pedal that fast. He's not going to, or so it makes it so it's easy for him to change directions and drive on it because there was really nothing to drive on, right? Whereas when he knows there's some speed in front of him, he's giving up way too much cushion, bailing too fast. Like you see here, he does it there. Boom, at the bottom of the screen there. Who's that? That was Hooker that got beat. Hooker was getting spanked against Kelsey. You know who covered Kelsey the best too? The dude y'all hate. Kenneth Murray covered Kelsey in this game better than anybody else. And if I felt like sitting here and going through the reps again with y'all, I would show you. But I don't feel like it. But Kelsey killed Will. He killed Logan Wilson. They killed. He killed Hooker for sure. They all killed. They were attacking the shit out of Hooker, and they attacked who else? It was Hooker, Logan Wilson, and I think they put Revel. I think Revel did pretty good too. I don't think they threw the ball at Kelsey while Revel was on because that wasn't the matchup they was looking for. All right, let's get to the bottom of the screen. Let's see where you at. There go Revel. Boom. Let's see what we doing here. That's him at the bottom of the screen. Now that was good. This is why I say maybe he just need the reps and his knee needs to heal. This is what we want from you. Let's watch this again. You can get closer to it so you can see it. Let's watch this. This is what we want. See that? See how quick he just drove on that? Boom. Just decide. As soon as your brain say go, you should be going. No waiting. See Logan Wilson. Oh, this is Hunter killing Logan Wilson on this one. They were just picking on Logan Wilson, and everybody was arguing with me. And I was like, "Y'all dumb as hell. The fans don't want to win. Y'all want to listen to the damn reporters. The reporters don't know what the hell they talking about. Some of them don't, because if you're begging, like I remember this now, they not gonna none of them gonna admit it because now it's so unfashionable to talk about Logan Wilson. They don't even bring his name up, right? But I remember they were asking, why is Kenneth Murray still playing and Logan Wilson not playing? So right before this game, they was asking that after the Raiders game. But this game, they had Kenneth Murray starting until Kenneth Murray got scored on by Kelsey in the beginning of the game. Then they start putting everybody else on Kelsey like dummies, and because they let the fans get in their head or reporters get in their head instead of paying attention, trusting the film, which is what y'all was doing the rest of the season, which is why Kenneth Murray's playing, because in these situations he was not getting exposed. And if he was, show me. You can't, because it didn't happen. Because if it did, I would show you, but it didn't happen, right? But anyway, let's watch what Revel's doing. And while we're watching what Revel's doing, we're gonna watch what happened to Logan Wilson too. All right, boom. Revel up there. Boom. All right, so let's snap the ball. Revel just took this drag route. See what I'm saying? He don't have no trouble with stuff like this. You don't even, it's not you like you can't even bother throwing it. Like if you're running like straight line routes against him, you're not getting he definitely gonna erase that. Like you're not beating him on straight fly patterns, none of that unless he slips or something. Or even slants he probably can press and stick with that. Drag routes, stick with that. Over routes, crossing routes, all that. He good with that. He good with that. I think even post patterns he can deal with because it's not too much. But anything that requires him to come back, plant and come back, that's where he has have some trouble. Now look at Logan. Now Kelsey is trying to screen him here, right? Logan Wilson in the middle of the field. Kelsey does screen him right there. Boom. Kelsey purposely allowed himself to get forced inside. Look at this. See that? Look. Kelsey's release. He like, oh yeah, I'm getting pressed right into the guy. Boom. And that little interference right there, Kareem Hunt gone. I think he gave up 105 yards and a touchdown, Logan Wilson, in this game. And y'all like, why Logan Wilson not playing? Because of this, dummies. Excuse my French. Don't mean to call y'all dumb, but I was arguing with people about that because I kept watching this after the weeks were passed. I'm like, y'all told them to take Kenneth Murray off of Kelsey and get Logan Wilson on the field. When Logan Wilson got on the field, this is what it revealed. You know what I mean? He was a liability. That's what it revealed. It's a liability. Let's see. Now, at the top of the screen, we got Revel. What is he doing? See, again, these types of routes, these over routes, crossing routes and drag routes, they don't bother him at all. Watch this. Boom. Let's see if we can get to the end of this breakdown. I doubt it, though. I got another 8 minutes worth of footage, but 8 minutes worth of footage, even though it's 8 minutes, if we were sitting here breaking it down, it's gonna be even longer because I gotta keep doing this. So it's not just 8 minutes. It's like maybe like 30 minutes worth of shit to watch. We'll see. I'll see how far I get. And if it look like I'm not making no headway, we'll stop. Because I got a lot to do. But if I can finish it, cool. Because then I can put it out. All right, let's see. Watch this here. If he knows where you're going and he don't know how to really anticipate, look at that. Boom. You get right to it. Even though, obviously he wasn't throttling up, but he still got to it. Let's see. Yeah, he was trailing a little bit right there. You see him trailing. But he would have got to it. He was accelerating pretty good on that. This is him at the bottom of the screen. Watch this. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I don't like Shamar James right here. Let me show you. He's a waste in space. Not a waste of space, a waste in space. He's a young player too. But at the same time, I come at Shamar not because of Shamar. I really don't have a problem with Shamar. Shamar is what he is. He plays like his draft pick and like his pedigree, right? That's how he plays. Revel kind of plays like his, like a third round pick that need to develop. Boom. But here, look, Shamar, his change of direction sucks too. And somebody said there wasn't nothing wrong with him. Something nothing wrong with his knee, nothing. I was like, I thought he was hurt because he like when it's time for him to plant and drive, he don't really be that quick with it either, you know. But he violent. I do like that. Let's see where Revel at on that one. This is just at the bottom of the screen. You can see Bridges getting beat right there, very easily, right there. Boom. Jump ball, bomb. Get out of here. I didn't like Bridges. Somebody told me they like Bridges too. I was like, I do not like Bridges. When I'm watching this film, I don't see a lot that I can go with. Boom. Bridges tall for nothing. Let's see at the top of the screen, we see Revel. Let's see if there's something to look at here. Yeah, get Hollywood Brown. There wasn't nothing. Nothing happened. We're gonna skip past that. This is him at the top of the screen here. His technique definitely got better as the season went on, though. Because I look at this here, he's playing off here, and that means he was taken to coaching because maybe somebody told his ass, "Hey, stop giving up cushion and bailing so fucking fast. If you're gonna give up cushion, trust your speed. If you ain't gonna trust your speed, don't give. If you ain't gonna trust it out of the cushion, then don't give up no damn cushion. Just press. Go ahead. Let's see. Boom. Yeah, boom. See that? But he knows nowhere for him to get deep on him either. But yeah, he right there on your hip. He on that. Look at him in the back of the end zone right here. Nowhere to go with that ball. And we got who Houston got in there. Let's watch what Houston did to get in. He didn't really have to make no move. Let's watch from the beginning. He beat Sewell. Look at that. Michael Parsons don't even be beating this guy. Panay Sewell. And Michael Parsons don't beat Panay Sewell. I don't be seeing him beat this boy. He be trying to beat him and Lane Johnson. Don't be beating him. I could be wrong, but I know he don't be beating Lane. But I seen Gary beat both these guys, but us. And I see Houston beating him right now. But that's because they don't know Houston either. They don't know his tendencies. So he would. Well, then again, Houston used to play over there with him, I think. So they probably do know him. Houston came from over there. I think 2 years removed, maybe. All right, let's see what we doing out here. Yeah, Revel's good with this kind of stuff. Watch this at the bottom of the screen here. Bland is too. Look, Bland almost got himself an interception right here. That's what I'm saying. Bland had a couple of interception opportunities. This is the second one that we looked at right here. Watch this. So we go look at Revel first, then we look at Bland. They both at the same spot, so I don't need to double this up. Look at this. Still gonna put it right here on Revel. Yeah, I'm still in the 10-minute mark. See what I'm saying? I still got 8 minutes more of footage to go because I ain't getting nowhere. That's what I'm saying. It's taking a long ass time, man. Boom. So Revel pretty much cone coverage there. But let's watch Bland this time. Bland, boom, press here. Out route. He right on it. He knocked Amon Ra down. I love how Amon Ra and his brother train where they pop. They pop is a beast when it come to weightlift. I love all that. But look, boom, got him out of there and still almost got this interception at the end of this. Bland can it still be a problem. Like this right here is what we want out of our corners right there. Physicality, smarts, and ball hawk ability. It wasn't nothing you could do in there. That's smothering. Bland has got to be healthy. I'm not worried about Bland. This guy right here, that guy right there, gonna get you some interceptions if he healthy. He too much of a ball hawk, and it's too consistent. You can't deny it. Uh-huh. This is why we need a slot corner. This is why Bland in the slot is no problem. But look at this. This is Reddy Stewart getting beat. But let's watch what Revel doing at the top of the screen. You can see Revel at the top of the screen right now and got to even press it out. When he get his hands on you, like I said, if you're not, and then that stop right there, stop route didn't hurt him too bad because he had his hands on him anyway. But yeah, if he gets his hands on you, he a problem. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of that. I don't really need all that in there. Didn't need this one. Let me see. I don't really care about that one. This one here, I know everybody. I gotta put this one there. Everybody's mad at him for this one. I was too. I was mad at him because he had opportunities. Like this was your opportunity to get everybody to say, "Hey, look at this guy," and you messed it up. I know he want this back. Let's see where we at. Oh, all right, let's see his technique here. So this is him in zone again. See what I'm saying? When he's in zone, he does not think. All right, so there's nothing underneath that you should be paying attention to, right? So once you see, hey, there's no other threat right now, your instincts got to kick in. There is no other threat other than this rail route running in behind me, right? Why am I still flat on this? He could have just ran up the field, and that would have been the easiest interception he ever got. You know what I mean? That would have been an easy interception. He just doesn't turn and run on that. And I know he's pissed off because he didn't have to jump. You could have just ran right to the ball if you never left your feet. Boom. That was a good change of direction there. Like I said, he got better at it. So that gives me hope because by the end of the film, he looked like he already started improving. Maybe the brace is off now. I don't know. I can't see. You know, it's still on. Look like. Let me see. Is that brace on his leg? He ain't on. He ain't in the film. But he is changing directions better here. Watch this. I'm about to jump in the chat in a second because I know, like I said, I just got to the 11:22 mark. It's like 7 more minutes of film. We're gonna see how much more we can get done in the next 10 minutes, and then I'm done. If whatever I'm at in 10 minutes, that's where I'm stopping. Because, like I said, this takes forever. So it'll get done though. But here we go. Well, let's see. Change of direction, Bland. Right, yeah, that's what we want right there. Look at this. Right, let's look at this. This is what we want right here. Boom. Go. 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 As soon as you see the break, you gotta go. He's still not bursting though, so it's still separation there. But at least he's getting in and out of the breaks cleaner. That's a start. Look what you got, Overshawn, man. He a psycho. Look at him. Just look at Overshawn. Watch it. Look at him. He played football like he don't like he got the injuries turned off. He crazy, man. Diving everywhere. He's a psycho. Look at him. He right there. Watch it. Look. Y'all thought I was playing when I say that. Oh no, they I cut this one off. But look at him. Well, I'm Ross St. Brown right there. When you out of bounds, he's still hitting you. He don't give a shit. Like he is crazy, man. They never called him for one of those, I don't think. Like, but he did it. All he was doing it the whole year. He was doing it. This is another over route. Now, here's what they were doing. I don't need it. They were coming out in two back schemes, right? So the reason, so everybody's like, why the hell Eberflus? This was Eberflus's fault, but Eberflus was getting out schemed, and this is why he's not here. Schottenheimer understood this because he said, "Yo, what they're doing is this. They come out with a two back system. So you see at the bottom of the screen, you see Bland on Jameer Gibbs, you see Montgomery right here in the backfield, right? Well, when you see this in the huddle, though, you don't know that the formation is this. You're thinking you're going to get, so you got a tight end here. So you see that tight end that's in the bunch formation right there? You got a tight end on the field and two receivers and two backs. So what's the personnel that you should call for that? You got it's basically ace. You got ace formation with a two with two backs, right? So it's like, okay, they could be coming out in they can come on I formation with this. They can come out in ace. They can come out with anything because you got two backs, right? So they can come out anything and have one back in the backfield and have golf under the center if they wanted to run ace. They're running shotgun. But when you look at this in the huddle, you don't think shotgun. You don't. And this is something Gruden used to do, formation changes, right? He will give you personnel that would indicate that he's running power at you. Like it'll be Mike Allstott and Pittman coming out, right? But then they'll have Allstott playing like tight end, or they'll have Pittman. They'll shift the entire formation, and they'll have Pittman out wide, right? And then they'll take Keyshawn Johnson, move him somewhere. Like they just will move everybody into a place where if you ran man, it was confusing, and if you ran if you ran the wrong personnel out there, you created mismatches. Well, that's what they did to us. So that bunch formation is a 3-by-1 set, but the bunch is at the top of the screen. You got your two wide receivers here, right? That already, whoever takes inside release, outside release, you got a mismatch, but you got Bell out on the field because of the personnel package that they gave. But Jameer Gibbs is on the field and he's wasting one of your corners, one of your best corners, because now Bland is just lining up where he lines up. He's not a follow guy. So he's like, oh, I'm over here, but they put Jameer Gibbs over here with me, right? I got to respect that, right? Now you also got to respect the box because they could be running, right? So you got Bell out here in the box, right? You didn't want to put Bland over here. You didn't want to put Bell out here in space. So what do? You put Bell over the bunch and you tell him to cover the inside release because hopefully the inside release is a tight end or drag route or something that he can cover successfully. But he catches Amon Ra. See that? Crosses this. I think that's not even Amon Ra. That's Williams. But he catches Williams right here. Boom. Now he could have been helped a little bit more. Kenneth Murray should have hit him more than he hit him. Kenneth Murray kind of tried to get out underneath him. No, just hit this guy. Because if you don't hit him, which Bell actually does press him, but he had so much time, he still got it off. Boom. No way he was stopping that, though. There's no way he was stopping that. Look, now you see what I'm saying? Look who's on the field, right? You got Montgomery, you got Jameer Gibbs out wide, and you got a tight end here over Carson. So now you're wasting Carson, and you're wasting this is just smart scheming. You're wasting Carson on a tight end, and you're wasting Bland on a running back, right? So now you got a receiver on a safety. It's easy to recognize pre-snap what the mismatch is. Goff knows where he's going already, or knows where he wants to go. Now, if you're Kenneth Murray, what you can do here is, okay, hit this guy here, and Goff can't do shit but hold this ball. And then you guys got time to get there. Kenneth Murray doesn't have anything to cover either. So if there's nothing in the flat in the backfield that's threatening you, just hit that guy and help Bell out. Bell gets cooked because of that. You got Bell in man coverage against a wide receiver, a fast wide receiver at that. That's just crazy. That was just good personnel usage by the Lions to get us into looks that we didn't like. This is Bland at the bottom of the screen. Like I said, Bland, I don't got no fear that Bland is going to be good this year. I still like what I got in Bland, what we got in Bland for sure. Watch this. Let's watch this. Now, Carson, I don't really like Carson right now. Carson has been around a while too, so it's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't know about Carson. I see flashes, but it's not consistent enough. This game he flashed, but then he gave up a 58-yard pass. Boom. So let's watch Bland. fix that. I want him to get his head turned around a little bit better, but that was good. Let's see. Revel at the bottom of the screen. There go the 58 yarder right there, Carson. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Carson, get off my field, man. I'm giving you too many. Carson, you supposed to be better. You're better than this. Remember, Rocky told his son, "You're better than that." Yeah. Yeah. He said, now go out and get what you want, but don't be blaming him and him and him. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. Carson getting cooked, man. Come on, man. You gotta stop getting cooked, especially if you got that much burst to catch this motherfucker. What are you doing right there? What are you sitting on? There's nothing to sit on. What is he? Maybe he got pump fake, but even if you got pump fake, right? Even if you got pump fake, what the hell are you doing, bro? There's nothing behind you. There's nothing to drive on, even if you got pumped. What are you doing? What was you doing? Poor technique, man. Oh, poor technique, man. And your eyes tricked you on that one. All right, it's Revel at the top of the screen. Finally, some good coverage. Let's see what he does. Let's see what it look like. Everybody put the motherfucking seatbelt on whenever they stop somebody. Y'all all is not shut down corners. Y'all should stop doing the seatbelt. I haven't earned the seatbelt until you really, you know what I mean, shut somebody down. Let's say boom. Oh, that's Justin Jefferson. That's why you think he did something. No. Come on, man. Let's see what else we got. Down the bottom of the screen. Oh yeah. That I like. There we go, Rev. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, Rev. I can't even say the story now because I said the name. He don't really watch me though. I don't think he watched me. I don't think he watched me, man. But let's just say there was an individual. I won't even tell that whole story because that was a crazy joke. There was an individual that went to a bachelor party in DR with us one time though, and he was a reverend. I call him Rev because he's a reverend. He said he was anyway. I don't know him, but he one of my cousin's friends or whatever. But let's just say he was like arguing on the trip, like, yeah, I'll never talk to. I ain't here. I wasn't there to talk to no chicks either. I was chilling because I'm like, I'm just the type of person. If you ain't, I ain't the type that be like, I ain't nothing wrong with passport bros, but I'm not about to fly across the world to get a chick. I can get one right here. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted one, you know what I mean. If I wanted another one, I got one. I'm cool. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get me in trouble, but I'm just saying. Well, he's on his trip. He seen this joint that looked like she was somebody he went to high school with, and he said it a couple times. We on a yacht though, right? So I said, "Where Rev go, man?" I can't tell the rest of the story because I can't tell the story. Can't because that's too crazy. It's too crazy. I probably had to fight him if I seen him again. You know what I mean? Because it's personal. I wanted to say that because I don't know if he might be married and all that. I ain't tell the story. I ain't tell the story. You know what I mean? I ain't seen him since 2017 though, but I ain't gonna tell that story. My bad, y'all. I just faked y'all out. But I got morals. Can't do that. All right, boom. That's what we want out. Let me see how physical he is all the way through the route. Like if he get his hands on you, he is an eraser. So I see what Parker does want out of Revel. At the bottom of the screen, he is here. Look at the bottom of the screen there. Boom. He doing it again. Yeah, I see it already. Look how this is what I'm saying with my eyes, right? Just that little bit of second right there. This little split second right here already told me what I needed to see. Not about I ain't talking about Bland either. I'm talking about this guy at the time. So I don't need to look at Revel. Y'all seen Revel at the bottom of the screen, right? He did pretty good. He impressed, man. I didn't see him get. He ain't get. I don't think anybody even caught the ball on him one time in none of this film when he's impressed, man. That's amazing. And I'm talking about. I watched every snap from the game he started until the end of the season. Nobody did anything against him while he's impressed, man. Nothing. I don't think so. Only stop routes, comeback routes when he's in off, yes. But press man, nah, gave up nothing. But watch this. Watch the top of the screen with Carson. Look at this. Right there. You see that? He gets his hips turned quick. As soon as his hips turned, he drove right through the hip. Done. He's cooked. He wasn't no separation, but you gonna get beat with that. Look, outside hand, you done right there. He's done here. Driving through the hip, done. Come on, brother. Come on, man. Get it together, Carson. I'm being hard on you because you know what I mean. You ain't had no ACL tear, buddy. You ain't had no ACL tear. Now you did have bad coaches though. Yo, I don't know what everybody talking about with Overshawn either. Overshawn is right here. Now this play here is Overshawn. Let me see. Why y'all don't like Overshawn? People talking like Overshawn. I mean, people talking like they just already moved on. You can't rely on them. Why not? I mean, he ain't got no more ACLs to tear. They both gone. He got two pig intestine ACLs. You know what I mean? There's no way he tearing those. You know what I mean? It's over. He got the chitlin knees, chitlin circuit. But look at the explosion though. This dude is still explosive on no knees. Look, no knees, explosion. Psycho. But I don't want you leaving your feet all the time, Overshawn. I love the fact that he loved football though. You could just see it the way he played. You could tell. Oh. There you go again, exploding. Let me see where is my God. Oh, he gets. See, I said what I say slants, but he got inside help on this one. Boom. But kill. Yeah. Yeah, I was right about that. I said slants will beat him. So I said maybe if he's pressing, he cool on slants, but they walked him off for this one. Jefferson just he lulled him to sleep and gave him a double outside step, and that one killed him. Let me see. Gave him a double outside. What's this? He looked like he was going to take a step. He make him hesitate right here at the top of this. Did it real smooth too, real good. Was it? 1, 2. See that? That right there cooked him. Cause right here, this first one, right here, he can drive off that left foot and recover, right? But he did it again. That second one, nope. Got your feet together. You cooked. You cooked, and he can't close that separation. So Wilson comes down, drives on that, and then you see, you know what I mean, your boy Overshawn coming clean this right there. Overshawn, stop leaving your feet, man. But he's saving touchdowns with it right now. But do it a lot. Damn. Oh, this must be Overshawn's segment. Overshawn, right there. Double A gap pressure, middle of the field. Overshawn drops back in zone, stops right here. Boom. He had trouble with changing direction too, right there, because of that big ass knee brace he wearing. But watch this tackle. Watch Overshawn right here. Watch this tackle. Overshawn lift Buddy up off the ground. It's a tight end. This a boy tried to jump over him. He caught him though, but yeah, Overshawn crazy, man. I like Overshawn. Bottom of the screen. Bottom of the screen press. I lied. He did get beat in press man one time for a touchdown because I remember this game. Let's see. Press here. I'm gonna just find that one little piece real quick because I just want to see that one. Here, he gets beat here too. Watch this. So this is him at the top of the screen. Let's see what it look like. Yeah, don't like that. Come on, man. See, this is the stuff that happened to Carson his first year against Baltimore, and then it was like downhill from there. He never got his confidence back. It's looked like, or he tried to, but if if you get beat up in front of your girlfriend, you try to have confidence. It's like your bass is just gone. Your bass and your voice just ain't really the same. Well, you get beat up in front of her, but you can't just like get totally annihilated because then it's like, yeah, you can't be telling her what she be like. You can't tell me what she always gonna have in the back of her mind. You should have told that dude what. Why you ain't do that? She always gonna do that to you. See what I'm saying? It's like that when cornerbacks get beat too bad. You know what I mean? It's like they want to be confident, but they don't even really believe it when they put the seatbelt joint on. So right here, he was impressed, got caught with those out routes. They know they did their homework. This was the same thing that beat Carson too. Carson was not good against out routes and out and ups, stuff like that either. Good, like you got to get that into your repertoire. You got to be twitchy and change the direction. Right, boom, out route us, got him, and then another bullshit tackle right there leads to big ass play. Gotta do better, buddy. And look, guess who killing this again? So y'all said Overshawn ain't ready. I think he got the knee brace off this game. Look at this. Look at Overshawn. Watch this. Overshawn, crazy ass, crazy motherfucker. Overshawn, crazy. Yo, I like this when I be saying like how I find guys. This is how I find guys when I like, especially when I'm watching film. This is how I find the guy. I'm like, yo, that dude right there is good. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm not even looking for them, they keep finding me. You know what I mean? Overshawn always doing something. This ain't even his film, but he always doing something crazy. Like I can't wait till he get a full healthy season up under him. We gonna get a treat. Look at Overshawn here. This is just an example of the things that he can do very well. See Overshawn up here in the middle of the field. Watch this. A turn around with this tight end, stride for stride in his hip pocket. Pretty damn good. Pretty good, Overshawn, especially for a guy with no knees. Let's see what we doing here. I don't see what Revel was doing on this play. Where's Revel? Revel at the top of the screen. Let's see what you got, Rev. That was good planting right there. That was good. But see, right there at the top of it, though, you see that the separation at the end of it. Watch this. Watch Revel at the top. This is good. Good plant, but that was off his right foot. So it's the left knee. He can't plant off that left knee still, and that's okay. We gotta get that back, but we'll get it better. Now here he impressed. Watch this. He really in bail because he don't press him at all. He just look like he pressing. You probably should have put your hands on him. He wouldn't have scored on you. Should have hit him right here. And there's a technique for that. Even when you in bail, it's just something you're supposed to do to slow this guy down. I'm gonna show you. Let me let Pat Pete show you. Did I get Pat Pete on it? I didn't. Let me put him on Twitter. Let me show y'all. I got Pat Pete on Twitter. All right, I'm coming back out of here. 192 on y'all here. Y'all definitely been hooking me up with the super chats and the memberships. Let me see if y'all hooking me up with the likes though. You know what I mean? And I'm at 199 likes. I got more likes than I got people on here right now. That's pretty damn good. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. Stop sharing this real quick. Let me show y'all what I mean by what you're supposed to do. Stop screen, start screen. Let me first go to Twitter and put Pat Pete video up. All right, damn, hold on. All right. All right. Share screen. Twitter. Pat Pete. Boom. Go to the screen, make sure y'all can see it. All right. Let's watch this right here. Pat just right here. You see how he's going upfield? Even though he wasn't impressed, he in bail. Right, watch this. You tap him right on the shoulder right there. Just smack you right on the shoulder and slow you down because you can't run without your arm. You don't run with just their legs. So he slapped on your shoulder. Watch this. Right. He got slapped on the shoulder right here. Look, because Julio Jones know the rule too. Look, just slap him on the shoulder. That's what he done. Watch what he do to Megatron. Slap right there. It's enough. Don't gotta press him. Slap his shoulder. Slow him down. This one is pressing straight through. You gonna run through there. Is it a sound on this? Let me turn this off. My bad, y'all. Y'all couldn't hear me because I was probably making noise. He said try closing and reopening on YouTube. Who said that? I don't know. Oh, he said you can't hear me. You can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? Please don't tell me that I've been talking to myself. Y'all can't hear me? Let me see. Y'all can hear me. Yeah, because y'all talking about Rev. Y'all heard that. Y'all heard all that. Oh, okay. Y'all can hear me good. I don't know what buddy talking about. All right, cool. Let me see. Pat. Let me see if Pat do it again. But that just tap on your shoulder right there. Boop. He ain't do it this time. He just running faster than him on that one. But he do it a lot right there. Boom. He'll just tap you right there on your shoulder, slow you down, and then get right in your hip. Boom. This is beautiful to watch. Like his breaks in and out of his cuts is just crazy for me, man. Like I love Pat Peterson. And then I did one with Stingley too. Let me escape notifications. Stingley, Stingley got some shit too. That's what I meant by just hug underneath the crowd. Boom, boom, tap right there. Boom, tap that shoulder. Slow him down. Slow him down. Come right to his hips. Tap. Slow him down. You know what I'm saying? You gotta smack that shit. Smack. Boom. That was somebody just hit CD all the way around across the football. Slap. He got booked a little bit. Ball late. That's bad ball. Bad ball equal interception. He was beat. Got that shoulder. Got this celebration. Yeah, that interception they did crazy. All right, that's not fair. I said I had a CB fever because I've been watching. I had to watch the Cowboys CB, so I said I watched so much of that. It made me feel sick in my stomach. So I said, let me let me go look at somebody doing it right. Uh, you sent the idea to me on IG. All right, I got you, Corey. What's up, Corey King? Got you. All right, let me see what my guys are saying. He said, I can't hear. Boom. Damn, I ain't getting no notification. Oh, that's what they was telling you. Yeah, turn it off. Turn your notifications off and turn them back on. All right. Because you've been following me so long, T Marquis. I remember you. You've been following me so long that you follow way more pages since you follow my page. So they're giving the newer pages precedence over me. So you gotta make me a new request, meaning turn it off and let YouTube know, no, I still want this at the top of my, searches when in the top of my notification list. Because they're not gonna notify you for everything that you got notifications on for. They're gonna give you less notifications for the things that you haven't recently watched as much. All right. So all the twerk videos and all that, they probably at the top of your joint. You gotta hit my joint off, turn it back on, and then you be good. You know what I mean? All right, let me give a shout out to all my new members because we got some new ones in here. I got some super chats too. I gotta get to those. New member Suave, I already talked to you. New member Jacob Killjoy, like the name. He's a robot. There's a lot of robots in here, man. Jacob Killjoy. That sound like you're a sad robot, man. I don't only mess with you. K Stu, appreciate it. But it is kind of crazy. What's up with y'all names with the numbers at the back of y'all names? There's so many of y'all. Like, I feel like the Fed's watching me, man. Abel 8956. Like, who makes your name? Why y'all making y'all names with numbers at the I do that with my email address sometimes, but when I see that, I be like, what the hell is this about, man? Even Brandon, bro. Y'all paying money though. Brandon Fife 4911. You know what I'm saying? He said, Koye, keep going this year, brother. Love the I don't know, the Ampenthoff work. I don't know what that means. You're putting in this year. Impromptu is what you mean? I don't know. I don't know what you mean with this. Is that German? Pentoff? The amount, I guess you meant the amount of work you're putting in this year. I guess. Maybe that's right. But I appreciate the super chat. Robot. Ain't Robocop. Only messing with you, man. Appreciate that. Day Walker Vaughn. He said, what up, Okoye? Glad you're back, bro. Just showing some love for the sacrifice with the film breakdowns. Thanks, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate the new members too. Let me get back to the live chat and let's see if y'all saying anything on this joint. No bite on the change of direction. I think I just commented on the video real good. He said, can't afford to have a young DB's confidence killed because your defense ain't good. That's a fact. Yeah, with a young guy, you know your defense ain't really it. Put him in man like they did with Revel and just let him play. That's what I think. Schottenheimer just told him, put him on the field, let him play man. He did an okay job. Like I said, he got beat on that one play. He got beat on 2 plays for touchdowns, but in man, he got beat one time for a deep route. Other than that, didn't give up nothing deep at all. Of that one, and even that one, he was with it. He could have just a little tweak to your technique. When you know you're on that upfield shoulder, hit the upfield. That's why they tell you to run through run on top of the upfield shoulder. Hit the upfield shoulder, and he can't get upfield. It don't matter who, and you don't grab him or even when you don't even wait till the ball is in the air, because once you do that, it's too late. You just tap his upfield shoulder. That slows his momentum down, and you'll keep yours going. Even if he's faster than you, he ain't gonna be able to burn you as easy because you have to catch up. You know what I mean? You using his momentum to stack yourself on top. He can't run through that arm. A stiff arm to his shoulder, he can't run as fast. That slow him up. You know what I'm saying? But would you say CP would look for a shutdown corner like Delane versus an opportunistic one like McCoy and Terrell? McCoy, I don't really like people. People really gotta watch film, man. McCoy, they going off of his coverage. McCoy does not like to tackle enough for me. I've been watching this film now. I've been digging into his film, his 2024 film. He was doing a lot of Olay tackling. I don't want another Trayvon Diggs. I want a guy who will tackle you. He don't do enough tackling for me. And I already showed y'all what Terrell don't do. Terrell is a great strip ball hawk, but he don't tackle either. He don't like the. I like. You got to be a hitter if you're a corner for me. You got at least a strong rap tackler. You don't got to kill nobody. Just get the ball, stop the ball, and don't be scared to do it, and do it with good technique. So I don't like either one of them as much as everybody else. I think McCoy is going to get the benefit from having a great year before the ACL, but nobody's paying attention to his lack of run support. He kind of jumps out of those run gaps a little too much for me. So what good is it if I don't got to run, if I don't got to throw the ball because I can just run at you? What good are you? You know what I mean? You already seen that with a lot of guys. So yeah, I would say Delane. Delane will come in and hit you. I watched Delane tackle. Delane will tackle you. All right. All right. We at the 138 mark. I'm gonna see if any of y'all was saying anything. Any of my AKs saying something that I need to look at. Everybody else, y'all gotta join the membership. I've been live so long. You know what I mean? I'm going to read everything that I can, but I'm really reading mainly my members because they're the ones that make it so I can afford to do these. So I got to give them their energy. Man, hit the damn like button, lazy mofos. Saw that before. I saw that too. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Appreciate you, brother. In this bio, see, this is what I was trying to tell y'all though. Have a conversation with me, man. He said, I appreciate the unbiased insight. Appreciate you. Yeah, but have a conversation, man. Y'all doing a lot of talking about the likes and all that. Cool, but the whole point of membership, remember, is not just to support. If you want to support quietly, I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, you paying for it. So that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk or say what y'all want to say. What's up, brother? Man, need this good film breakdown. Yes, sir. Gotcha. What's good with you? I think I read everything up to that point. Let's see if any of y'all down here got anything to say. And then we're gonna get about it. Paul, he said, the more you show, the more I'm convinced he doesn't trust the knee yet. Yep. He should be trusted this year, though. Well, the good thing, Paul, is by the time we got to the end of the film, which is the end of the year, he trusted it a lot more. So it was like that first 2 games, he was jittery. Then he got a little bit better. And then it was like after the Eagles game, he was driving better. Still has some issues, but he was driving better. He has to learn how to minimize space during zone once the ball is in play. Facts. The back was open on the wheel route. I think that might have been his man, or it might have been the linebackers. I don't remember what play, but I trust you. All right. All right. He said, what are your thoughts on Kyle Lewis, AK? I like him a lot. I talked about Kyle Lewis before. I look at there's a bunch of ways we can address the slot. Kyle Lewis is one. I think Kyle Lewis, he has favor with me because of his smarts, because of his coverage ability, the things that we just saw Revel doing, like being a tight end eraser. He's a tight end eraser too. So I like Kyle Lewis a lot. You can blitz him very well, and he's not a liability in this defense because those fronts allow you. We already saw much of that. Those fronts allow you to run free, unscathed. So Kyle Lewis will do a lot of damage on this defense. I like him as a playmaker, as a tool, and I think he should be drafted right where he is, meaning like third round somewhere in there, because he's a guy that you're not going to come and say he's a day one starter because you don't quite know what position you're going to have for him. Is he going to be a slot guy? Is he going to be if he's a safety and you're using him like Nick Imawari, he's a starter right now. But and this is my problem with Caleb Downs. Like, I like Caleb Downs, but then I say if you miss Caleb Downs, you can get a Thieneman. You can go get Kyle Lewis, make him a safety. Is he good as Caleb Downs? Nobody could do different things than Caleb Downs could do for you. He's better in man than Caleb Downs is. Caleb Downs is just real rangy, crazy. Caleb Downs reminds me of Deion Branch. I think his name's Deion. Is it Deion? But Branch from the Lions. Brian Branch, I think. I don't remember. Bad with names. I'm not bad with names. Let me stop saying I'm bad with names. That's why I'm bad with names. Gotta keep it confessing that I'm bad with names. I gotta stop saying that shit. But yeah, Branch from the Lions, 32. You know what I mean? He reminds me of Branch, a guy that can do a little bit of everything at safety. That's Downs. Thieneman is, I don't know. I think he's a guy that can play. He can play a little bit of single high he'd play a lot of single high if you want, but he can come down in the box too. I like Emmanuel McNeil Warren. You know what I mean? I like Bud Clark. So it's so many safeties. If you don't get Caleb Downs, there's a lot of safeties that can help this team right now. And then there's guys that aren't safeties who can play safety, which is like a box safety would be like a Harold Perkins. You can play safety and nickel with him, and you could do it with Kyle Lewis. So I like Kyle Lewis. Yeah. YouTube suggests the numbers on there themselves. What numbers? I don't know what you mean. The numbers of what? Not the numbers on the join button. No, the YouTube numbers on the join button is just two. It's $7.99 and $3.99. If that's what you're talking about, I don't know what you mean. All right, hold on. Let me see where y'all at. All right, make sure everybody that's still in here hits that like button. Y'all did me well with the likes, but if y'all haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit it now. And let me read this last question from Corey King. Would you rather draft linebackers that allow you to stay in base because of their coverage ability, or would you prefer getting positional flex safeties that are nickels as well as deep safeties? You do both. You do both. You said on the names of Corey. You do both though. What I mean by that is you can go in the third round and grab a Kyle Lewis, right? That allows you to stay in base more, right? But you're still going to address the nickel. You're going to play nickel at some point. And when you do, you want to be able to play big nickel. Like with the guys that we have, you can play 3-2-6. What I mean by 3-2-6 is you can come out there with 3 down linemen on like this basically a dollar coverage, a dollar scheme. But you come out with 3 down linemen. That could be, Kenny Clark, Gary, and Quentin Williams, right? All right. You got 2 linebackers that are on the field in the middle of the field still, right? And then you bring 2 safeties on and 4 4 corners. You get what I'm saying? But 2 safeties, or you could bring 2 safeties down. You know what I mean? You can go 3 corners, 3 safeties. You can go 4 safeties, 2 corners. But when I say safeties, I mean guys that are like, rangy safeties. Like you put PJ one side, you got let's say a Kyle Lewis or a Harold Perkins if he's a safety, right? Other side, right? They're on the field. They're really taking the place of the flat defenders, your outside linebackers. So you're still really running 3-4 principles, but instead of having outside linebackers that are there to pass rush, you got guys that are really flexed out wide in the slot that's really covering the flats, but could still blitz from there if they want, but they're covering the flat and they're covering like the hook too. So because they got more range than your outside linebacker, they can really just cover the flats, right? So they can cover the hook and the flat, and they can blitz from there. So you got that going on outside. You got your 2 linebackers that's always in the middle anyway, in the middle. And then you got corners around those guys. You know what I mean? Or you got 2 safeties in the middle of the field and your base coverage corners on the outside. See what I'm saying? So no, you're not gonna play man out of that because those 2 safeties aren't necessarily man coverage guys. But if you see a Kyle Lewis on a tight end, yeah, he can man up. If you see one of those guys on a tight end, cool. If you see him on a big receiver, cool. but they can be zone blitz, just a good zone blitz uh, formation. But so you could do a lot of different things out of that, right? So you don't just get one. There's a bunch of different ways to address nickel because you're not just going to come out there with your normal nickel looks, especially when you got those three guys that can really man the entire line of scrimmage. If you got a line of scrimmage, there's only five linemen, five offensive linemen, and you got a spread look where you got a tight end out here, three receivers, and a running back. If you put those three guys on the line, I'm talking about Gary, Kenny Clark, and Quentin Williams. Five guys, that's enough because five it's going to take five to block those because Gary going to get the one-on-one, Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark going to get the double team. That's all. That's your whole offensive line right there, occupied, and they can beat that. Just those three guys. Now, if you're blitzing on top of that, those guys are free running, but you don't have the same problems you have when you have a tight set where you got two tight ends and you're trying that with two outside linebackers because those outside linebackers are going to get the same thing Gary was getting. They're going to get chipped or pressed to the point where now they can't blitz freely. But when you come out in the big nickel or this big dollar, right? You get the big dollar look, right? Where two safeties are out there. You might not bring two tight ends to end the block that. You might get a bunch set to try to block that, but you can blitz a lot easier. And those five guys are now occupying the line of scrimmage, and it's just a running back. And they're playing spill on both sides with that. Meaning if he spills to the left, the safety on the weak side blitzes. If he spills to the right, safety on the weak side blitzes. You know what I'm saying? You know you're blitzing based off the release of the running back or the side that he's lined up on. If that running back comes across the line of scrimmage to block you on your blitz, so what? You just got blocked. But, now that other guy's helping somebody else in coverage, like buzzing underneath a route. So the concept's going to change based off of the release and a lot of things that are happening live. But you get my meaning, though. It's a lot of different things you can do. So I would say you do both. Go get you a linebacker that can give you that versatility like a Harold Perkins. I like Harold Perkins, but once he started talking, he made me question, and I don't know. Some people just speak crazy, but they really gotta they can't articulate their genius, but they really understand. So hopefully that's Perkins. When we start talking, I said, "Oh man," I imagine them putting him on the chalkboard and say, "Hey, show me this play. What would you do here, here, here?" And I'm like, I don't know if Perkins is that guy or is he just an instinctive player. And I know Christian Parker don't like those types of guys. So hopefully Kyle Lewis is a little different. Maybe Kyle Lewis is that guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, either way, you want a guy that can be versatile out there and help you when it comes to the different coverages or different packages that you're going to roll out there. And I think that you do it both ways. You get you a linebacker that can do both, a Perkins or a Kyle Lewis type, and you get you a safety that can do both, a Thieneman, a Caleb Downs, Emmanuel McNeil Warren is a guy. You know what I mean? It's a lot of these guys that really – there's a lot of safeties in this class that I wouldn't mind having that could be Pro Bowl level if they hit the right scheme. All right. What's up, Newhouse? He said you wouldn't have pick 12 if you move up. Who are you talking to? Would I move up? Would I move up to get downs from pick 12? If I moved up from pick 12, though, I'm not taking downs. I move up from 12, I'm trying to go get Sonny Styles or Reese. That's it. Everywhere else, I'll stay. Bane, I told you I didn't want to say it, but I knew what was coming out. Like I said, I can't talk about certain people call me and tell me things. I can't say it because if I say it, I expose their hands, so I can't say it. But I knew that the news about Bane's car accident was coming out. I said he might slide to us at 12 anyway, or maybe even 20. You never know. Then you take him there. He slides because of that. I don't think it's a horrible thing. And this is coming from a guy. I've gotten in a fatal car accident when I was in college too. So you know what I mean. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I didn't have a license though. That was a problem. But I did. A guy hit me while drunk driving on a Harley, and unfortunately, he passed away. And so if I was a football player, somebody could say, oh man, it's a smear on me. But I didn't do anything crazy or wrong or none of that. And I did get a reckless driving charge because of driving without a license. I got my license. I had a permit, but I didn't have a license. Got my license like a month later, or something like that. But yeah, that was bad, John. So I get it, and I don't judge, but I do understand. We're gonna take advantage of the fact that he might slide as a result of that news, nonetheless. But I'm not judging him like he's a bad person because I don't know exactly what happened. But my condolences to the family for sure. I don't want to be insensitive about that. Here we go. Michael Autry, 83. I'm an 83 baby too. He said, Collier, would you move up using our third a little to get downs around 8-ish, and then Bain falls at 12? Take it. You wouldn't have to. That's what he meant. You wouldn't have 12 if you did that. Then move back with 20 to try. Where would you get the ability to move up to third? I mean, with the third to 8. Where you getting to 8? You have to give up 12 to get to 8. But here's what you're not factoring in. Nobody that the third don't move the needle. Nobody's giving you the eighth pick for a third round pick. 2 seconds in a first, maybe. Yeah, they'll do that. And they'll exchange something with you. Maybe they'll kick you back into the later second round or third round. Yeah, if that was the case. But you ain't got 2 seconds to offer. But in order to move up, we're giving up both first round picks. Now, we might get a second round pick and a third round pick as compensation for that. But you're not getting, if you move up, you're giving up the 20th and the 12th to do it. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because first round picks, that's the only thing that's valuable enough to make somebody really consider moving up with you. Like, why would I do it if I'm only getting your first round pick? That's basically like you in the front of the line and you're going to get in the back of the line for what? Why would I be getting in the back of the line? But if somebody say, look, you get in the back of the line, I pay for your meal. Yeah, it's worth now. It's an incentive. I'm gonna do it. So if you're getting in the back of the line, but you're getting 2 picks for it in the first round, 2 top 20 picks for 1 top 10 pick, yes, that is something people will do. Now, yes, they're gonna give you compensation in the second and third round for that. Like if it was the Browns, you would give up both of your first round picks for the pick 6, and they would give you pick 6 and 39. So you would be in the second round, the beginning of the second round, which is you still gonna get first round talent at 39, because some of those guys that you think are first round picks that don't get picked because of positional need are still gonna be there. And then you get your first round guy there too. So you're still getting 2 first round picks for pick 6 and pick 39. You're getting 2 top 20, maybe top 30 players for that, right? So that's smart. But no, you're not getting it for no third. They're not giving that to you for no third round pick, bro. It's not gonna happen. They're not giving it to you for a first and a third. It's not gonna happen. Nope. Do we got next year's second still? I think we do. I think we do. All right. All right. Let's see. He said, hold on. What he said the players with the hairlines turn out to be stars in the league. Of course, yeah. Michael Parsons, you talking about players with no headline? Yeah. That's because they wasted all their testosterone on their youth. They like man children and shit. Like they strong. That's why they got gray hair and receding hairline. I said that on Twitter. I said, don't Bane look like his name is? He looked like a Ruben, man. He looked like my homie Spence. He usually watching this too. Spence used to tell me I don't put lotions on my hand, Darius. I said, why? He said, because his man's supposed to have ashy hands, but Spence's hands look like he'll smack skin off your face. And Ruben looked like the type of boy, like he just looked like he fixed cars. You know what I'm saying? I say he look like he fixed cars and smell like oil, and smoke cigarettes and use toothpicks. You know what I'm saying? He don't even look like he played football. He just look like he just lift up heavy shit. Like he can fucking pull tree trunks out the ground or something. He looks strong. He looked like a tree trunk. Like Ruben Bain. And then, like I said, his last name Bain too. But some people just fit their name. But boy look like he a problem. You know what I mean? Don't fight him either, because he looked like a nice guy, but he a country boy like my dad. You know what I mean? My whole family like that. They country, they nice people, but they'll beat your ass because they strong as shit. Ruben like that. He one of the dudes you pick on, and you regret picking on him because he got you, held by your ankles and shit. He's just wringing you the fuck out or something. Boy, strong as hell, man. Strong as hell. He's strong. So yeah, I like Ruben. I like Ruben. Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain. That's crazy. He said he looked like he worked in the scrapyard. Yeah. Yeah, he just looked like the bull when they say like them bulls back. Go get Ruben, y'all. It's like Omar coming. Ruben coming. Ruben come down the street, go fuck something up, man. Don't nobody want to fight Ruben. He said country strength different. Yeah, trust me, I know. I got a workout, right? First of all, I'm country strong on my whole family country, right? I don't know where it come from. Remember, and I'm not even bragging when I say this, I'm being humble, but I'm serious. It's like I don't know how strong my legs are because I haven't reached my PR yet. With leg presses, I thought that this was normal. I be leg pressing like 1,200, 1,300 pounds, yo. I'm serious. And it's like, and we be pulling sleds. I be pulling sleds like tug of war, for like 1,000 pounds, and I can do it all day. It's like I don't know where it's coming. I'm gonna show you real quick because y'all might think I'm playing. I'm serious. I'm gonna go on my Instagram real quick, then I get out of here. But it's like we some strong ass bulls. Family all like that. They all country strong as shit. Let me see. Let me see where it's at first. Profile. Boom. Styling and profiling. I'll be going to go bench press 225, like no warm up. Be doing like 11 to 18 of them, no warm up. And then I'm like, yo, like we just strong. When I take other people to go with us to work out, they ain't got it. All right, let me show you real quick, and then we get out of here. So y'all know Kuya ain't no bullshitter. Let me get over here. Make sure y'all can see. Yeah, y'all can see. But it's 22 plates, 22 45-pound plates. And that's don't even bother me. I can just throw these Jones up. I don't wear no knee braces, so I don't bring it all the way to my face, but it's not heavy at all. At all. It give me like a little hamstring, workout, but it's not heavy. And it's not like I do it one time. If I was doing that one time, that'd still be crazy. I could do like 20, 30 times. It don't even bother me. Nothing. Country strong motherfuckers, man. And then let me show you this. This is a workout I give to all my fighters. So it works your push and pull. So this work almost every muscle in your body. But look how many plates on there. I don't even know how many pounds that is. That's like about 1,000 pounds though. Plus I got the tires on resistance. But I make you go 50 yards up, 50 yards back, but you put the tug of war rope on there and you just pull it. You know what I'm saying? This boy gonna get up and start clapping because he's like, the boy that's right there on his knees working out. He gonna get up and start clapping. Like, what the fuck? But I just stand there and we just pull this joint like it's tug of war. I make all my fighters do it. I make my sons do it, but they can't do the weight that I'm doing. So I'm like, oh, this shit must be really heavy to regular human beings. And we country strong than motherfuckers, but we just pull that shit like it's tug of war. But the crazy thing is, I ain't cut up enough, man. I'm like, I'm trying to get this fat off me. I can't get it off me, but I'm strong than a motherfucker. Still, it used to come right off when I was young, though. Boom. But we push, pull, just keep doing that shit all day, all day. But yeah, we all, and then I can move. That's us in the boxing gym. I don't know if y'all can still see it. Yeah, I can see it. Boom. I love it, man. Country ass boy. She pregnant too. That's why I'm gonna be doing this with me. My dog right here, this dog right here. That's how he's screwing the wrong end of her that time though. But yeah, she pregnant now, so I'm about to have a bunch of puppies running around here. It's crazy. But my sons is like that too. These are my sons right here. I don't know if there's both of them wrestling each other right now, doing jujitsu. There's my youngest son in the red. My oldest son is in the green. But they country strong like that too. They just strong as hell. Like strong. All of them. Our whole family like that. This one right here, that's my uncle Dennis right there. He played for the Washington Federals. He got a hit in his kidney, punched a hole in his kidney. It's my mama right there. My uncle Tony, he passed away, but he played ball. He was like 6'6". But this crazy one in the back, he passed away too. That's my uncle William, like 6'3". He's a psycho, man. My uncle William was like the family enforcer, man. He'll beat your ass. But a whole family crazy, man, and crazy strong. I'm trying to find this video of me benching and then stop. Then I get off here and we done. Um, it's around this time. I think I did it on camera. I think, yeah. Let me see. This be it right here. The 225. Let me see how many times I get this one up. I don't think I counted. It was like 2 a.m. too. Let me see. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one I was smoking weed. I don't even smoke weed no more. I ain't finished. That was 10 I did though right there. But yeah, man. Like I said, we cocky. I don't think I got it on here where I did 22 of them. But we all strong. Uh, Everybody think I'm an Illuminati. And last one. This workout right here that we teach, that I use to teach power. We we chop wood, all of us. My sons, I make them do it too. But this how you teach power. Watch the feet, right? And we already done. I'm just talking to anybody who's thinking about boxing. Everybody else can roll if y'all want to watch this shit. But because we already done the film. But you see how I step through with everything? I just keep stepping through, and this get your right hand and your foot and your hip all timed and your shoulder timed at the same time. Boom. But chop wood, even one hand, just keep chopping, right? But have your fighters step through each time. Because some people do it, even when you're using a sledgehammer, do it the same way. Because people do it usually with the sledgehammer and they start doing this like 2-3 years ago. I was bigger then. I was probably like 260. But I'm like 230 now. But people step through with the sledgehammer. If you step through with the sledgehammer, you basically getting your toe, that right toe, you like starting to trigger off of it, and your power start coming off there. So this is how we teach power. This is how you teach power. And when you're doing it with both hands, like a cheat code. Like if I don't do it with both hands usually because it's like, you know what I mean? It's too easy. I don't want to do it because I've been doing that for like the last 20 years. It's easy to chop wood with both hands. But you do it with just one, and that arm is going to go to like get numb. But I was doing it with two at the end because I was trying to like split this joint in half. I'm gonna split it in half though. The log. Then we done. I'm getting tired now, probably. Yeah, but yeah, man, that's it. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Let me see what y'all talking about. Yeah, y'all seen everything. What kind of dog? It's a Kangal, and a Great Pyrenees mix. So yeah, yep. He said, "What to do? What's up, Reezy? You late, Reezy?" He said, "Peace to the family in the room. You just got here, Reezy." Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He said, "My family country too. Everybody, everybody showing you love, Reezy." He said, "Them Kangles the truth. Yeah, they mean in the motherfucker." All right, I'm out. Talk to y'all, man. Peace. Make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all just got here. Make sure you hit it if you're leaving. All that good stuff, man. Talk to y'all soon. I'm out.